Hello everyone, this is Salmon17 and freaking hell. So a lot of people you probably ask where have I been for the past 3 months or 4 months because I haven't done videos for a really long time because man, things have been really hectic lately for my life recently and considering I still live with my family, being 26 years old and not having a job, I still need to finish college. College will be starting pretty soon for me. It's been it's been crazy lately, and it's crazy basically. Where do I even begin with with talking about this stuff? So basically, first things first is that my dog had an operation during, I think, in July or August, like on her stomach. Something really bad happened to my dog, so we had to take her to an operation. And lately, she's been kind of afraid to be left alone, yada yada, and she always like, nowadays she's just like real afraid to be left alone because that operation was kind of intense for her and now she has to wear like a vest or something so she doesn't scratch her stomach too much. I don't know why my family didn't put that what vest or I don't know what we even call it. I think I'm gonna keep calling it vest or something. Basically, it's basically like a kind of harness or something. Like I don't know. It's really hard to explain for me because English, even though I do know English a lot, there are some words for me that is really difficult to say because English is not exactly my native tongue. But she has to wear like a harness or something around her stomach so she doesn't scratch her stomach too much, and that's why I understand why my family never put it before after she got her things removed from where her stomach was like cut out or where stuff like that. And yeah, and afterwards me and my family, after my dog's operation, me and my family went to Germany for a little bit of a vacation. Basically, me, my mom, and dad, we went to like a week long vacation to Germany, taking a chill pill there. Well, a little bit, and while my sister was stayed at home, was looking out for our dog. She had no other choice but to sleep on the first floor because my dog still doesn't like being left alone. But I think after a while she does she does like gets used to it like she did before. And if you guys don't believe me, I did wasn't at Germany. Here's my my very own Nintendo Switch Pro controller. I actually bought this from Germany and it was worth it. Like, I also bought so many other stuff. Like, man, Germany is something else compared to my own country. Because if you guys, some of you don't know, but I live in a country called Latvia. If some of you don't know this country, I would suggest just Googling it. It's basically a small country that is it's kind of located kind of in the center of Europe, but it's really small country. It's basically a small country that is next to Russia, basically, and maybe a little farther from Sweden. But yeah, it's kind of like a small country. But compared to our country, in Germany, you can actually buy physical media going to the store and buy physical media of old movies. I bought the entire collection of Harry Potter on Blu-ray, and even bought the Blu-ray collection of two of my favorite horror films, besides the Alien franchise, of course. 28 days later and 28 weeks later, basically one huge package. And buying the stuff in Germany is a lot cheaper than buying it online, and that is crazy. And I'm glad both these things have the English stuff put in, but the other stuff like the writing and many other stuff like the complete series of Harry Potter. Basically, the Harry Potter part is, of course, in English, but other parts are in German. So, yeah, but still, I can watch these movies in English, and that is really great. And I was also really surprised that Harry Potter also had like extended versions of these films. I actually never knew that, but I don't know. Maybe these were like late editions when the movies stopped airing or something at theaters. I don't even know. But yeah, I've been to Germany. I also bought some really like nerdy stuff. Currently, and also I found out that the voice actor who played Carl from the Pixar film Up, and also J. Jonah Jameson from Spider-Man the Animated Series, that voice actor unfortunately passed away, which makes me kind of sad because his last lore was Dog Days, which is kind of like a mini series of the Up Pixar's Up film, basically like an after, like a sequel to the film, basically in some way, and that was the actor's kind of last roles. And man, that show, that mini series is really heartwarming. It kind of shows that the series was probably made by the same creators who did the film, because it has the same heart and soul that the film had. So yeah, unfortunately he passed away, and things have been, like I said, things have been hectic lately in my life. Like I said, sooner or later I will be going back to college basically, so I don't know how things will work out that way, but if things will not work out that way, then I probably have to find a job, and I can't do videos all the time because basically, if you, some of you folks probably think I'm pathetic, ha ha ha, I live with my parents and stuff like that, being 26 years old and whatever, but it's probably it's basically because for me, I'm both physically and mentally ill in a lot of in some areas, mostly mentally ill. So for me, it's much harder for me to grow up mentally than it is physically. And in Latvia, basically, my country where I live in, it's kind of hard to find like. It's really hard for people like me to find jobs because there's barely any career options in our country, and also the only way you can actually live a normal life if you live it on your own. But if you want to provide, like maybe you want to have a girlfriend or a family of your own, then yeah, good luck, because you won't be able to earn enough money to provide for your entire family, because in Latvia, it's like I said, it's really hard to find a job. Now, some of you probably might ask, why don't I just move to another country? And that is because moving to another country is also a big can of worms, because I only know English, basically. English is the only language outside of my country that I know. But if I basically move to other countries, like, for example, Germany, for example, I don't think English is gonna cut it. I still need to learn German so I could live a proper life there. But still, it's kind of, like I said, it's really a big can of worms. Sometimes my family is kind of controlling my life as well a little bit, and they don't want to let me go. They don't want to listen to me a lot of the times. My mom especially, like, and I'm not gonna talk about this because I am a fan of this stuff and I grew up with it. It's my hobby. Basically, if you guys know, I love animation. Now, of course, some of you who have subscribed to this channel, thank you so much for supporting me all the way through, despite me not doing videos for a really long time. It means a lot to me. And another thing is that I haven't drawn also anything for months. The last thing I drew this year was Blastoise. If you guys want to check out my drawings that I did for the past few years, would suggest checking out my DeviantArt account that I will leave the link to the description on in the description YouTube description bar, so you guys could check out my drawings if you want to, and of course if you guys want to support me on DeviantArt as well, because I love animation, I love drawing as well. But me and my mom had an argument basically when we were going to Germany. Basically, me and my dad were tried to talk as quietly as possible, but of course my mother basically rolls her eyes every time I talk about animation or drawing, and she just basically kind of hates it, and she's like, why are you so interested in that stuff? You need to be interested in other stuff, blah blah blah. You need to look at it as a hobby, blah blah blah. Like, I'm still looking at it hobby, and I'm not sure if I'm gonna make it out there with the whole political bullshit and whatnot, and with the cartoon stands always also coming for my ass all the time with their stupidity all the time. Because talking about animation has been really difficult, especially for people like me, because when I started talking about animation and found my calling, when I started YouTube, basically, when I started YouTube, I did the gaming, but I was still stuck in deep depression, kind of like spaced out. Like, I really wanted to find my talent, like, wanted to find something that I'm good at, to show people that I'm, I want to show people that there's something about me that people can appreciate. So when I started talking about animation, boom, my channel skyrocketed. I never imagined my channel would reach over the 400 subscribers, and it has been crazy. But after a while, shows like Netflix's She-Ra, The Owl House, many other shows that have like these LGBTQ representations and whatnot showed up, and also the cartoon stands getting like spreading all over, especially on Twitter. It's really been crazy, and I apologize. I'm gonna drink some water because I haven't talked this long for a really long time. Because another thing about my life that really sucks is that I have no social life. Because for me, it's really hard for me to control my emotions as well, and I don't know. It's kind of really hard for me to be with other people without like having a panic attack or freaking out, basically. Because, like I said, especially in Latvia, in my own country, I feel like I don't belong here. Like, I feel like I'm the outsider of this entire country. Like, sometimes I feel like I said, it's gonna be depressing for some of you to hear about. But I also deal with suicidal thoughts, depressing thoughts, and many other things, because without any social contact, and this was even before COVID, basically. This was before the pandemic, and for me, fitting in was not easy, and because of this, I've been alone for like 26 years, basically, because I was born differently. Like I said, I was both physically because I'm both physically and mentally ill. Physically, because I had an operation on my leg for my left leg, basically, so I can finally walk around among other people like a normal human being. Because I was born with one leg shorter than the other, so I was always walking on toes, and I was always made fun of because of that. And many other things. I was bullied a lot, and many other things. So it's kind of hard for me to, especially nowadays, it's much harder to trust people because of the whole social media BS and many other things. even though on Twitter I have found some people that I can communicate with normally, and people that actually agree with my frustrations, rants, criticisms, especially when it involves entertainment, especially on the West. But you know, whatever. Like I said, it's been. I apologize if I drink water because I need that, to keep myself dehydrated. Because, like I said, I have no social life. I haven't talked to anyone for years. Basically, I do. Yes, I have my family to talk to, but the only person I could count on is my dad because my sister and mother don't listen to me, don't fully understand me, yada yada. And the biggest problem is that, like I said, me and my mom had an argument about my hobbies, basically, and she hates it that I want to look further into the future about animation, or me trying to create my own animated action cartoon series, but I still look at it as a hobby, basically. I love watching shows. Like, I recently bought myself the complete series of Yu-Gi-Oh! Animated series, the original series. Especially the 4Kids dub. Some people say, oh no, you can watch the 4Kids dub. The sub is better and more, is the superior version. Like, I grew up with the 4Kids version, and screw you guys because I still enjoy watching Yu-Gi-Oh! Classic Yu-Gi-Oh! And dub. It's still very entertaining to watch. It still gets dark a lot of times, and like I said, I still enjoy that series, and it's really great. Like, I can't imagine watching Yu-Gi-Oh!, especially the classic series, without hearing Dan Green's voice as Yugi Moto or Yami Yugi. But still, I still really enjoyed that series. I still play video games. I still watch animation. I'm currently waiting for my copy of Pixar's Up because I bought that DVD for the voice actor's memory because I love that film as well. My sister actually really loved that film until years later she kind of forgot about it, and like. And there's also the whole weirdness with Netflix as well. Like, it's been, like I said, things have been really hectic lately. Twitter being crazy, social media is expanding, everyone is just jumping shark with streaming services, while me, I'll buy physical media on Blu-ray DVD for all their movies, shows, and even video games because I still play on my PS3 and PS2, and it's been, like I said, it's been really hectic lately because my life hasn't been really that great, honestly, and I don't know, because I want to talk about animation, I want to do more videos on YouTube, but with the way things are now, especially nowadays, I'm not sure because I'm not looking, like, I just like said, I'm not looking for fame or fortune or something like that. Even though originally I started YouTube because I wanted to be like famous like PewDiePie or something like that, but at the same time I grew out of it, and I learned my lesson. And fame and fortune can get you so far in life, but it will not bring you happiness. And I learned that the hard way, basically. And I don't know, because like I said, things have been really crazy lately, and I don't know, it's just like I want to move on. I want to find happiness in my life, maybe find a girlfriend or something like that. A girl that likes me for who I am or something like that, or supports my hobbies, always, helps me deal with my emotions or something like that. Like, I want to meet people like that, but in Latvia, especially in Latvia, you can't find people like that because, like I said, Jesus, sorry, I need to drink water. Oh man. Jesus. Sorry, I I nearly choked to death with my own saliva. How does that even happen? But yeah, but what was I going with this? What was I talking about? Entertainment. What was I? Oh man, I forgot. Sorry, because like I said, oh yeah, about my fitting in my own country. Because in my own country, I really feel like I don't fit in. Like I do meet some people in this country, but we rarely hang out. Like I said, my social life is like completely went down the toilet basically. Like I have no one to talk to basically. Like probably some people might suggest why not try online gaming. Well, but the problem with online gaming is that a lot of people in online games take things way too seriously, and I'm more like a single player guy than a multiplayer guy kind of guy. Because with multiplayer, especially with new consoles and stuff like that, while I'm still playing games like Infamous, Ratchet and Clank on my PS2 and PS3, and I rarely use Steam honestly, because also my laptop is slowly falling apart. So because of this, I can't do videos. I can't play online games because I need some sort of skill or something like that and there aren't that many games where you can just meet new people, socialize or something like that, and stuff like that. Like there is VR chat, but if you're not on, but my computer can't, it's not strong enough to run VR chat, so that idea is completely out the window. And also, I'm trying my best to save up money for a gaming laptop, basically, because, like I said, my old one is slowly falling apart. It's kind of like very used right now, and a lot of the top buttons, especially the number buttons, aren't working anymore. And my shift buttons is not working anymore. So, because of this, I need to invest my money on a new laptop, on a gaming laptop, so I could play other newer games that work on my computer and stuff like that. But I'm more of a console player, so that's why, because it feels more natural for me to play games with a controller, basically, rather than playing it with a, with a mouse and keyboard and stuff like that. Because I played a lot on my PS2. I do still enjoy some PC games, but I haven't touched my PC for a really long time. Like I said, my laptop is really old and it's slowly falling apart now, so I can't play games. I can't play games without worrying about breaking my computer, basically. So, like I said, I'm trying my best to invest my money on a new laptop, basically a gaming laptop. Now, some people would say, why not invest money on a gaming PC, like a stationary computer? That's also a kind of problem, because I rather have that. I rather have a regular old. Basically a regular gaming PC when I will start living on my own and get a job or something like that. Because living in here at my home with my family can drive you insane, because there's a lot of negativity inside the house. Basically, a lot of the times when we are together as a family, we basically sometimes like more treat each other, instead of treating each other with respect, but we more act like we hate each other, basically. And we basically always angry with one another. Like I said, in my house, people don't understand me. Like, my mom always keeps on bugging me about my love and appreciation for animation, and she basically really hates it when I talk about this kind of stuff towards other people, and thinking, oh, you think you can find the same kind of people that are like you, ha ha ha, you can't do that. Like I said, in Latvia, basically, you can barely, and I mean really barely, can find people like that who are into the same kind of stuff I do, like animation, drawing, video games, and stuff like that. And it's kind of sad. That's why it's kind of hard for me to have a normal social life, like go to a friend's house, chill out, playing some split screen games or something like that. Like, I really miss those days. Basically, like nowadays I kind of miss having friends, but like I said, with my luck and my social skills, it's kind of hard for me to. And also with the world the way it is nowadays, it's really hard for me to find people who are into the same stuff as I am. And especially, like, I want to talk about animation on YouTube, but with the way things are, especially with social media, Twitter, and cartoon stands coming up your ass, it's much harder for me to talk about this kind of stuff without people jumping the shark and like, this guy's a bigot, this guy's a homophobe, this guy's that and that and that, and stuff like that. Like, this is it's kind of crazy, honestly. So yeah, I do apologize if I haven't done videos for a really long time because, like I said, things have been really hectic lately, and especially with the whole YouTube copyright system as well. I'm more afraid to put songs on my channel basically without getting like, oh, you're getting a copyright strike, oh, you're getting that and that, this and that. Like, you can't even swear, but honestly, I'm like, fuck it, this channel is not for kids, it's not aimed at kids, it's aimed more for people who are actually grew up with stuff like animation and like 90s or 80s or even 2000 stuff like I have. Like, I was born in 1994, so I grew up in 90s and 2000 stuff back when entertainment was actually enjoyable and people did not like oh, this is sexist, this is homophobic, blah blah blah, and stuff like that. Like, the internet wasn't that expansive, and not even social media was like that. But when things like that become more global, then things have become really, really insane lately, and it's kind of pissing me off, honestly. But I tried my best to like stay out of this. But on Twitter, I'm still on Twitter basically because like I said, I still want to say my things. And also, if you guys want to check out my drawings, like I said, check out my DeviantArt account. I will put I will put a link to it on the description. And yeah, I hope you guys listen to watch this video entirely because, like I said, things for me, especially in real life, has been really hard for me, honestly. And I do hope someday things will get better for me and in the future, because as of it is, sooner or later, maybe tomorrow, I will start college, and I won't be having much time to do videos as well, because I can't do videos, especially when my family is still around, walking around my house, because they always like I said, they always criticize my hobbies, my life choices, honestly. And like I said, I still want to move on with my life. Like I said previously, it would be nice to meet new people, maybe get myself a girlfriend someday in future if I do manage to get one, and we shall see. But yeah, I hope you guys watch this video entirely all the way through. And like I said, for those who are subscribed and supporting my channel, thank you so much for it, because without you guys, I will not get this far on my channel. Even though it's not 2,000 subscribers or 10,000 or whatnot, I'm still very really appreciate you for sticking by me and helping me out to go through these tiring times, and also kind of like supporting my hobbies or whatnot. And it's really, I'm really bad at speeches sometimes, but what can you do? No one is perfect, honestly. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys soon. And this is Salmon 17 signing off.